All right, happy Wednesday, happy Mercury day to y'all. It is Gemini and Virgo. That's what it's all about. So we are going to jump in to Gemini. We're going to jump in and we're going to start with Gemini. So just a little something for y'all. So, it's going to be a general message. Whatever comes out is a message for spirit. You can apply it to your sun, moon, rising, your tropical, or your sidereal chart, whatever resonates. And if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Spirits, what message do you have for those with Gemini placements? What message do you have for those with Gemini placements? What message do you have for those with Gemini placements? Oh, okay, jumpy. What message do you have for those with Gemini placements? Okay, I have the Four of Swords. Okay, the Four of Swords here at the center of the spread. The Lovers, all right, lots of air. Jupiter in Libra. We have Gemini itself. The Empress, Seven of Pentacles. The Queen of Swords. The Three of Swords, okay. The Four of Pentacles. The King of Cups. And the Nine of Pentacles with a Fool card at the bottom of the deck. All right. So Gemini, it seems like you have been contemplating something. Like there's something that you have been really trying to like gain the wisdom of. Let's see, spirits. Something to do with like a major choice or like a choice that you want to make. It's kind of clarification on the Four of Swords. Can I have clarification on the Four of Swords? Yeah. So it could be here, like with a strong card, like in reverse. Like you could be like kind of in deep contemplation, and I guess you can say like kind of thinking about like your your shadow side, like your shadow self. Like kind of paying attention to okay, what are some things that I need to work on? What are the things that I'm not facing, like trying to find the courage to face some stuff about yourself, you know. Geminis, I see that it's like, it's like intuitively know what things that you need to work on, but you just haven't done it. So now it's like, all right, you're faced with the choice of having to face it because it's like you're realizing now that your shortcomings, it's affecting other things, you know. So, um, you know, but I have clarification on the Lovers. Can I have clarification on the Lovers? Can I have clarification on the Lovers? Can I have clarification on the Lovers? Yeah. There's definitely something like, like a choice. Like a choice. Being that I have the Three of Swords here, I have the Lovers here, love between great people, and I have the King of Cups, and I have the Queen of Swords. So it seems like, this could be like a relationship reading. And I'm seeing here that, right now, you and your partner aren't really on the same page. So I'm seeing that you guys are like you want to heal the connection, like that you feel like maybe your partner could be too cold, and then you're feeling like you're too emotional, so it's definitely a great need to heal. And like, perhaps you and your partner could have been like arguing a lot. Like you guys could be arguing, fighting, like trying to, it's just been quarrels after quarrels, and you're tired of it, tired of the drama, And it's kind of like on both sides, like it's just both sides. Like, nobody's perfect. Everybody has some things, but that, in order to make this work, you also have to put your part in, you know. So I'm definitely seeing that you and your person are like on two different pages. Right? We have clarification on the Three of Swords. We have clarification on the Three of Swords. We have clarification on the Three of Swords. I have clarification on the Three of Swords. I have clarification on the Three of Swords. I have clarification on the Three of Swords. Yeah. I'm seeing here, like with the Hermit card, like in reverse, one of the main arguments that can be going on in this connection is like there's just kind of like a lack of trust. Like you guys don't listen to like one another. Like I'm seeing like maybe there could be kind of like a little bit of like an age difference, and maybe the one that is a little bit older and wiser and a little bit more experienced saying, hey, don't do that, you'll get burnt. And you're not not listening. And so it's just kind of like stuff and holding on to like past actions and patterns and not really working on that shadow work. It's like what's kind of causing most of the quarrels, the fighting, you know. I'm seeing that, it's like you guys have to walk on eggshells around each other. Spirits can have clarification on the Empress. I have clarification on the Empress. I have clarification on the Empress. I have clarification on the Empress. Try to clarify the Empress. Ah, the Empress with the Empress and the Ace of Cups. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'm seeing that, like you've been thinking, like, what you want. You know that you want your partner. I'm seeing that especially now with the Empress and the Ace of Cups. I'm seeing that perhaps your partner, there could be like a pregnancy, either you or your partner, like there's children that's coming, which is like another thing. So it's like a whole bunch of reasons about why you want to like get your stuff together and why you really want to put in the effort to heal the connection of this relationship, So I'm seeing like it's like you want to come to some kind of agreement, like with your spouse, your partner, because it's a new relationship. I'm seeing pregnancy, like children, that Ace of Cups, the Empress, like that feminine, nurturing mother energy that's coming in, that's coming through. Spirits, we have clarification. And then, I also have the Fool card at the bottom of the deck too, which is like coming into like a new era. So it's like a new era of childhood, children, parenthood. So spirits, can we have clarification on the Four of Pentacles? Can we have clarification on the Four of Pentacles? I have clarification on the Four of Pentacles. Clarification on the Four of Pentacles. I have clarification on the Four of Pentacles. Clarification on the Four of Pentacles. Okay. Yeah. So I'm definitely seeing that maybe part of it, of the conflict and like trying to come to like an agreement, is I have this King of Pentacles in reverse and the Five of Wands. So I'm seeing here, Gemini, that it's working on like consistency, like wanting to be consistent, wanting to be consistent in the relationship, like not being like consistent, which is, when I think about Gemini, um, they're, oh my God, air sign, but you guys are the, in astrology, there's like three modes. You have your fixed, your cardinal, oh my God, your cardinal, and then you have your flexible one. It's coming to me. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, But those flexible ones is Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, and Sagittarius. So Gemini, you're like a flexible air sign. So I always think about you like the beginning of the summer, and you guys just kind of go with the wind, like in and out with the wind. So like a moment you can be going like this, and another moment you can be going like that, and then like this and like that. And you're a flexible air sign. So it's not like you don't mean to, but it's just kind of being more observant of like your patterns, and being more observant, like, okay, like that at times you can get distracted, or at times, like, you might be like, okay, one day you're all in it, and then the next day it's not. No, you have to be like consistent, or like showing up for your partner, like, showing up every day, even if some days like you don't kind of feel like quite like yourself. But a lot of it was like also like internal. Like I'm seeing Gemini, like you could also be experiencing like some emotional things here, because I have like this King of Cups, but oh, hold on, some emotional stuff going on, and when a person's like kind of like in and out, I always feel like, okay, what are some internal stuff that you need to kind of work on? Like I'm seeing like there's some internal shadow stuff that you can kind of be like dodging. Spirits, can I have clarification on the Seven of Pentacles? Have clarification on the Seven of Pentacles. Have clarification on the Seven of Pentacles. Have clarification on the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, let's do it like that. Yeah, it's like you're not in, it's like your energy can kind of be like all over the place. Like you don't follow through. Like you'll say you like do something, but then it's like you want to do everything all at once. And then that can lead to, like deception, like not spending enough time, even though like you mean well, like you have the determination. So it's all kind of just like focusing your energy, kind of like bringing it back. Because I see that the love between you guys is there. The love is very strong, you know. The love is very strong. And again, I have the Ace of Wands, so I'm definitely seeing like a new beginning. And for many of you, I'm seeing that it's children. I'm seeing that it's children. Spirits, can I have clarification on the King of Cups? Have clarification on the King of Cups. Can I have clarification on the King of Cups? Yeah. Like, just kind of bring stability, you know. So like just being like all in, Gemini, being all in, just being consistent and all in. Like don't say that you're going to do this one thing and then you don't, like, follow through. I'm seeing that's kind of like the majority of where this conflict is coming from for you, Gemini. Following through. Okay. All right. That's kind of a lot. So one card for the Queen of Swords. Let's grab clarification on the Queen of Swords. We have clarification on the Queen of Swords. We have clarification on the Queen of Swords. One card to clarify the Queen of Swords. Yeah, so I'm definitely seeing that you're going to kind of want to talk to your partner. Like you're going to want to talk to them, like, express how you're feeling, express the love that you have, and just kind of like really working on it with each other. Spirits, can I have clarification on this Nine of Pentacles? I have clarification on this Nine of Pentacles. Oh, gosh. Okay. Yeah, the Nine of Pentacles with the Five of Cups. Yeah, like definitely. And then if parenthood is coming, Gemini, it's like, okay, needing to be like more serious, learning to the Temperance card here at the bottom of the deck, the clarifying deck. Yeah, it's like, like being like, okay, so you do this, I do this. Let's come together and meet halfway, you know. Not bad messages, Gemini. And I see, Gemini, that you beat yourself up a lot. Like you may be like too hard on yourself. Um, like you're too hard on yourself. Like you don't I'm so sorry, y'all. Like you just like you beat yourself up. Like you think like you'll catastrophize, like you could catastrophize, you beat yourself up, and you just think like you're the worst person in the world when nobody's saying that. You're a very pleasant person, Gemini. You have a good big heart, and the love that you have for your partners are strong and there. You just have to, you know, you just have to be more consistent, and it's just these small things that you have to do to like avoid problems. I mean, this is the message that spirits really wanted me to like kind of like give out. But let's see, what your partner is feeling towards you. Let's see what your partner is feeling towards you. I think that's fair to ask. Spirits just want you to be more consistent, because there's a big blessing. The blessing of parenthood is coming, which is very exciting. Babies are so cute. And then just cooperating, communicating effectively, say, hey, if you do this, I'll do that. Or, hey, I'm going to do this. Okay, you're doing that. Like effective communication. So, spirits, what is Gemini's person's energy towards them? What is Gemini's person's energy towards them? What is Gemini's person's energy towards them? What is Gemini's? Okay, yeah. They're feeling like overwhelmed. Like, they just feel like betrayed. I have the Ten of Swords. Yeah, it's like when you do that, like, not consistent thing, like, they feel like this, you know? And they feel like because, like, you're not, like, consistent, they feel like you are hiding a whole bunch of stuff or you're not being all the way honest. Like they feel like you're like a hidden person and they just wish that you can be kind of more, like straightforward. They wish that you can give them like more stability. They feel like you're all over the place. Let's clarify. Let's have clarification on the Ten of Swords. I have clarification. And, the Ten of Swords is Sun in Gemini. I have clarification on Ten of Swords. Yeah, you know, yeah, I have the Lover's card in reverse. So it's like they want to heal the connection, you know. They just feel like, maybe Gemini in the past, you could have had like commitment issues. I don't see that you are quite dealing with anybody. I see that you have mostly like you've left that, you know. But I'm seeing like they feel like you could have like some commitment issues. Like you could be dealing with like a past person. Um, like they feel like you're hiding something, which is why I'm getting that like an honest conversation about how you really feel, how it really is, like really talking to them. And because if you love this person, you really do love this person, and you want to set things right, Gemini, but you have to be straightforward. And when you say that you're going to do something, follow through on it. Especially if there's been past betrayals in the relationship that this person hasn't let it go. Like at times you make them feel like an option. And you guys have been together for a while. You guys are about to take the next big step, which is parenthood. So definitely I'm seeing that there's some issues that need to be resolved. Yes. I have clarification on the moon card. Yeah. What do they? Yeah, they just feel like you can't commit. Like again, like just commitment issues, like you're still kind of being a player. Clarification on the star card. 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 Yeah, and I'm seeing that they do wish to be with you. They do wish to be the mother of your children. They do wish that. They wish for like a happy and healthy home. They just want you to get your stuff together, So, they don't want to fight no more. Spirits have clarification on the Five of Wands. Clarification on the Five of Wands. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just feeling here like they feel like all of this is just kind of like a hiddenness, like you're not being quite straightforward with them. So Gemini, you have to have an honest conversation with your partner. And then, again, maybe some kind of counseling or marriage counseling. Because the love is there, and I am seeing that the outcome of your guys' relationship will be nice. Yeah. Yeah. I have the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like they feel like you're giving this stability elsewhere, but not towards them. So definitely, that's how your person's feeling. And they love you. They want to be a mother to your children, or they want like this parenthood with you, but you have to be straightforward. So spirits, what are some suggestions or closing things that you have for Gemini? What are some closing suggestions that you have for Gemini? What are some closing things that you have for Gemini? What are some closing things that you have for Gemini? Yeah. So I definitely see here, oh, the Sun card in the bottom of the deck. So I see here, keeping your agreements. If you say something, mean what you say, mean what you do. Look, the King of Swords. So mean what you say, mean what you do. And really commit to being a whole transformed person. Communicate effectively. Bring in that stability and that wish fulfillment. Because again, I'm seeing that the outcome between you guys is all right. It's good. It's more than good. But you have to, you know, show your partner that the past is the past. You have to show your partner that, there's no more nonsense, that you're serious about it. And I'm seeing that you are. I see that you really love them. So Gemini, don't beat yourself up on the past. Focus on what you can change now because the future is promising. So let's see with this oracle what lies beneath. Spirits, any messages that you have to say with Gemini? Any messages that you have to say with Gemini? Any messages that you have to say with Gemini? Wait. Ooh. Evidence. Divorce. Yeah. One more. Getting played. Yeah, so this is definitely your person's energy, you know. And it's like you have emotional intelligence, but yeah, so you definitely need to work on some things with your partner, because this is how your partner is feeling, Gemini. Like you manipulate them, that you're, like you're still doing things that you did before in the past. and that you're not serious about it. Like you're lying to them about like stepping out and everything when you're not. I mean, I'm seeing now that you're not, but yeah, like you haven't really walked away from something, you know. Anything else, spirits? Okay, yeah. Because I'm seeing here that you really, really do want to heal this connection, this Four of Swords. And, you know, you really do want to focus on having a stable beginning with this person, you know, but again, consistency, consistency. You know, don't be dishonest, be honest, be consistent. You know, be consistent, Gemini. You know, so again, what spirits want from you is having an honest conversation with your partner, going through counseling. I can't stress that enough because I'm seeing that you see this, right? You see this on card at the bottom of the deck. That the outcome and everything is good. And as you change and grow, you'll see that your person's energy towards you will change and grow because the love is still there. So, okay, Gemini, that's all that I have for you. Love y'all. Just take it easy and work on yourself. That's all the message the Spirit has for today. Okay. So have a great week, y'all, and happy Wednesday.